words on behalf of our colleague who is about to leave. About 3 weeks ago, I was in Rome for a meeting of all the nuncios. We do that every 3 years, all the pontifical heads of mission. And one of the things we had during that visit was a tour, a guided tour of the Sistine Chapel, which is the place where the popes are elected. And it's been, although I go to Rome every year, it's been many years since I've been in the Sistine Chapel. And if you go inside, this is all the work of Michelangelo, spent many, many years. And the main work of art is the Last Judgment, and the very profound, deep blue color that is there when they explain that this is the ultramarine from the lapis lazuli that comes from Afghanistan. And if you go around in Rome, there are quite a few other places that have columns and other decorations made from lapis lazuli that all came from Afghanistan. I'm wearing lapis lazuli, but unfortunately it does not come from Afghanistan, it comes from Chile. I've cheated a little bit, but I figured since coming here to say farewell to you, that this is one of the things for which your country is noted. And in fact, your personal history is one that is dedicated to art and architecture, the studies that you've done even in France, and it's one of the things to which you have dedicated your life even in the Ministry of Culture before coming here. And you must have done something very good in your life to have this as your first assignment to come to Prague as ambassador, because usually it's your third secretary, then second secretary, and then finally maybe you can be in a place like this as the ambassador. But as your first foreign assignment in the service of Afghanistan, you have been sent to Prague. And with the kind of background that you have in architecture, you're certainly in a wonderful place, all the different styles. I'm not an artist or an architect myself, so if I say something wrong, you can. But from the 10th century all the way up to through all the different styles and the cubist buildings and all the other modern things. So you're in a perfect place to be able to really appreciate all of the gifts of architecture. In your own country, which has from time immemorial has been a crossroads. We are in the middle of Europe. This is too also a place of encounter. Your country has been certainly that over so many, many centuries, even millennia. A crossroads of people, encounters of cultures, of different religions, different experiences, different histories. And therefore you have a wealth of architectural and artistic things that are there in Afghanistan. And you're going back to that. We all know that, as they say, Afghanistan has had a few, it's not been an easy period in some of the recent years. You are rebuilding in a certain sense, you said. The museum is being rebuilt, is being restocked, repaired. So this is something to which you will dedicate all of your energies. Because an architect is someone who builds, and that's one of the characteristics of our human nature, that we continue to build on the past and what has gone before us. We then bring that and perfect it and make progress. And we are very happy that you've had the opportunity to spend this time in Prague. The 3 years that you've been here, certainly there are people whom you've met, friendships that you've made, experiences that you've had. You go back and you take this with you back to Afghanistan. And since there's a considerable difference in our age, I'm sort of going to the end. You still have a considerable many years ahead of you, so many more opportunities. Well, yes, too. Inshallah, that you will have an opportunity to continue to serve your country in so many different ways. So what I'd like, so this is this way. This is the traditional tray. Visiting cards of colleagues. Okay. And then this is for your spouse, for you. One of the things is that being in diplomatic life, it's a cooperative effort. That you don't do everything alone. You have certainly your staff, but much more than that, you have your family. because above all, as human beings, whatever it is we do in life, those are among the most important things. So we congratulate you, wish you all the best for the future, and hope to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Council and their friends, colleagues from diplomatic community, the ambassadors, dear colleagues from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, my dear colleague, diplomatic, Madam Makita Chapohova, my dear friend, Mr. Practical, ladies and gentlemen, to be a bit quicker, I would like to just read from the paper.
Oh, go ahead.
So, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us for this farewell evening. Here I will start with a Chinese saying. Time flies like an arrow leaving the bow. At this moment of my departure, I understand better the meaning of this saying. I arrived here in Prague in April 2016. It has been more than 3 years since then, but it felt like yesterday. Prague, a city full of beauty and culture, is a place where my good memories reside. During these 3 years, beside official matters, living in Prague and traveling to almost every corner of this beautiful and amazing country, from Brno to Karlovy Vary and from Kutná Hora to České Krumlov, it was a great opportunity to know the Czech people, society, and its great culture. Everywhere I was surrounded by wonderful and amazing natural and cultural beauty and kind people. Wherever I went, I was received with generosity and kindness. I kept being fascinated by this country's abundant nature, breathtaking landscape, rich culture, and the profound sentiments of the Czech people. My time here always been enjoyable and exciting. My great honor was to serve my country and have been proud to witness the progress of Afghanistan-Czech relations in various areas. Number of high-level visits, exchange of high-level government and parliamentarian delegations, graduation of more than 100 Afghan pilots, holding of the first round of political consultation and continuous support of the Czech Republic to Afghanistan, and presence of more than 300 Czech brave soldiers in Afghanistan fighting against terrorism alongside our security forces are the highlights of close and constructive cooperation among our two friendly countries and nations. Once more, I take this occasion to thank the people and government of the Czech Republic for their generous and continuous support. Dear friends and colleagues, everything I have done during my mission here in Prague could not have been achieved without your contribution and help. Here, I want to take this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude to all of you. My special thanks first goes to our colleagues at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Czech Republic for their continuous support towards our mission, and also to thank the Office of His Excellency President and His Excellency Prime Minister of the Czech Republic and other cabinet ministers, particularly Ministry of Defense of the Czech Republic, parliamentarians and government officials. I also take this occasion to thank Friends of Diplomatic Corps for your strong support during my tenure as Ambassador of Afghanistan to the Czech Republic. I have really enjoyed your friendship and hospitality. I can surely say that the diplomatic community in Prague is one of the most dynamic and active diplomatic community worldwide. And I'm grateful that I started my first mission abroad from here, where I achieved a lot. I am also thankful to my dear colleagues at the embassy, and colleagues from our Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You have all helped me deepen the Afghanistan-Czech relationship. Last but not least, I'd like to thank from the bottom of my heart my family, my wife Shakiba, and my lovely children for their love and tireless support during these 3 years. May our two countries enjoy everlasting friendship and even closer mutual beneficial cooperation. And may the insecurity and uncertainty in Afghanistan come to an eternal end, and a lasting peace will come soon to our land. And for each of you, my friends, may happiness fill your heart each day, your whole life through. Thank you again, and I wish our paths cross again soon. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Please enjoy some refreshment.